Welcome to the Life Coach Lounge. I'm Angela.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Emily. We're three life coaches who found connection in faith, friendship, and purpose.
Get ready for real talk, relatable stories, and practical tips you can actually use.
We're so happy you're here at the Life Coach Lounge.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Life Coach Lounge. We have had some more serious topics lately, and we thought we would lighten things up a little bit today. At least, I hope it's a little lighter. That's kind of the direction I'm taking it, but we'll see where these other girls go. We usually talk parenting, relationships, real stories, and share coaching tools that we learned in certification. But today, we're kind of pulling back the curtain and sharing a little more about ourselves. So before we get started, why don't you girls share about your weekend? What did you do this weekend, Emily?
So this weekend, what day is it? I have to think back, Angela. What did we do this weekend? We had some family time this weekend, and I helped with a friend's wedding, actually, I guess into the weekend. So Thursday, Friday, and then she got married on Saturday. So that was really fun to just see some people we hadn't seen for a while and just wish the new couple well. And then, of course, Mother's Day was this weekend. And so just had really fun family time, very low key outside. The weather has been absolutely beautiful. And so we took advantage of that. And really, anytime I can just be with my family, I really don't care what we're doing as long as we're together. That's kind of what it was like for us on Sunday. And I loved it.
That's awesome. How about you, Lisa?
I enjoyed being outside. It finally stopped raining after literally a 7+ day stretch of nothing but rain. And so this weekend was a symphony of lawnmowers and motorcycles and all the things that you're used to hearing this time of year. And did some gardening. My husband took the cover off the pool yesterday. That's always a sign that summer is definitely almost here.
That's awesome. We had a great weekend. We live in West Michigan and we went to Holland's Tulip Time. Tulip Time runs for about 10 days, I think. It's a full week with the 2 weekends on both ends of it. And I just learned this fun fact. Holland plants over 6 million tulips. And so, I mean, the tulips played nice this year. They don't always, depending on the weather. Sometimes they bloom before the tulip festival. Sometimes they bloom too late. But this year, the full tulip festival was in full bloom color. It was so gorgeous. The streets are lined with tulips. There are tulips planted everywhere. I mean, there's a big tulip farm in Holland that you can go to. And it was interesting. My son, who's 30 years old and grew up in West Michigan his whole life, said he had never been to the Tulip Festival. I guess maybe that's on me, but anyways, they met us there and they loved it. We loved it. We got to see a parade and it was amazing. Great family time and saw all the beautiful flowers and the weather was amazing. It was a great weekend. So thanks for sharing, girls.
That sounds so dreamy. Like that just sounds so dreamy to just have like endless flowers before you. That sounds just really beautiful.
It's amazing.
You know what you shared in the Marcos about the Tulip Festival that I found just really exciting for like locals who live there is that they dig them all up and then put the bulbs in a place where people from the community can come and grab the bulbs and then put them in their own yard, which only accentuates, right, from year to year, tulip festival kind of like going outside the main center of the tulip festival. But I found that to be like, can you imagine? I would love it if my front garden was because you said it's not like they tell you like this is this kind, this is this kind.
Right.
It's literally random. And so to bring that beauty into your own landscaping, yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. And there are so many varieties of tulips. I mean, you don't realize it until you see them all growing side by side. So it's incredible. There's even black tulips. Did you know this? Black tulips. Yes.
Really?
I have
That's
only seen those
interesting.
in bouquets.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Okay, girls. I'm going to admit this topic was my idea. I will own it. We are doing confessionals. So when I presented this, I think everyone was like, what does this mean? How deep are we going with this? But where I was going with it, not like, okay, you have to confess, something horrible from your past or whatever. It was more like, when I take a shower, I don't wash my feet because I just figure the soap runs down and gets them clean. Like random stuff like that. So, but there's also like hot takes and unpopular opinions, things we like to eat, we don't like to eat. So I will go first. And I'm going to tell you something that I told my kids the entire 28 years or whatever I had kids at home. I taught my kids that moms don't fart. I literally taught them and trained them to believe that moms don't fart. And of course, kids think farts are the most hilarious things, especially when you have two teenage boys. Like farting is hilarious. And of course, Jim didn't help in that area. And so would always be in the room like, oh, you guys, don't do that. Moms don't fart. So I trained them to believe this. And of course, then I had like this secret life because it's not actually true. Hopefully my kids aren't listening, but there were 1 or 2 times that I can remember where I thought something quiet was gonna sneak out. It made a little noise. And my kids' eyes got really big. And I was just like, oh, the dog, So that is one thing I did with my kids. I told them forever that moms don't fart. So
Did they ever actually come to realize that that was actually not true? I mean, obviously they're adults now, so they get it. But did you ever have a follow-up conversation where they're like, Mom, you said this, you were wrong? Like, did that ever come to be like a
I still
conversation
own
that was
it. I
had?
mean, I still own that moms don't fart. And my kids are like, Mom, I've heard you. And I'll be like, oh, no, that wasn't me. Moms don't fart. Like, I will go to my grave with moms don't fart.
That is so funny.
So there's one of my confessions. How about you
Oh,
guys?
wow.
Time to confess. Lisa, what do you got for us?
Well, this made me think of something that's not on my list, but I will just share it real quickly. So I convinced my children growing up that if they told a fib or a lie, then black floating dots came out of their belly button.
Say that again. What now? What did you just say?
And I completely forgot that until you just talked about that if they were not telling mom the truth, I would know that they weren't telling me the truth because moms can see black little like bubbles coming out of their belly button. And I'd be like, I don't know. I am seeing black dots come up. Are you sure that you didn't
That
eat
is
that
so
whole bag of
funny.
chips?
I love that one. I love it. So
You guys are
Yeah,
both so creative.
at some point they caught on, I'm sure.
of course. Of course. Okay, let's see. One from my actual list. Well, okay. So I don't typically share this very often, but so as an aromatherapist, I know full well the not so awesomeness of synthetic fragrances. I know that they're not good for you and can cause lots of health issues, etc., etc. And also, I still love my favorite perfume.
Here it comes. What is it?
So I am that aromatherapist who probably 9 out of 10 times will choose a blend that I've made. And also, my favorite perfume, well, actually, I have two, but one that I'm loving right now is Claude. You ever heard of Claude?
I've heard of
Yeah.
it, but I haven't smelled
Yeah,
it.
so that's one of my favorites. So, I feel like I live and share with other people like the 80-20 rule. I'm not perfect, and I'm not, even as an aromatherapist, going to pretend that I'm only wearing non-toxic things 100% of the time. No. I like what I like. So sometimes I give in to my Claude. Don't tell anyone.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
Okay.
It is hard to give up those old, I guess, habits, if you will, or old ways of doing things, even though we know
Mm-hmm.
that there is a more healthy alternative. They make those fragrances smell good, like
Yeah.
they're really good at it. And so it is hard to let go of that. I love, Lisa, that you shared that because I'm like, oh, she's human like me. Because I have a spray from Aveda. It's like the Shampure scent, if you've ever smelled that. I
No.
absolutely love it. And so, yeah, sometimes I'll just be like, well, I probably should have washed my hair today, but I didn't. So let's just spray a few sprays of that on because I just know it's going to, cover it up a little bit better than the essential oils. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for sharing your humanness.
How about you,
Okay, well,
Emily? What do you got?
I was all up in my head this week about what is there that I feel might be an unpopular opinion or that I don't really say out loud a lot. I think the one I'm going to share now is, and maybe this resonates and maybe it doesn't. I actually don't really like to travel. Like, I don't really like vacation. I realize that's kind of an unpopular opinion because I gear myself up. I'm like, oh, we're going on vacation. It's going to be so fun. But internally, it just sets off so much stress and anxiety for me that I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm like, would it just be better to stay home? Like, we could save money and we wouldn't have all the stress and all the drama and all the unknowns. And so both of you know, I have told you that I feel like I take life a little too seriously. And so sometimes I don't actually say out loud, I don't like going on vacation because I feel like it enforces that very thing that I'm kind of insecure about, that I don't have enough fun. But I think it's fun to stay home.
So I
So
actually have on my list that I don't like beach vacations. I think that's kind of an unpopular opinion. Most people love beach vacations. And here's the really crazy part is I live at the beach. Literally, I'm looking out at sand right now. Yeah, maybe that's why I don't like beach vacations. I don't know. I don't sit on the beach. I just don't here or anywhere. So, some other unpopular opinions that I would say most people like that I don't, and I'm sure you guys have some too, are I don't watch chick flicks. Like, isn't that something all women love? They love romance movies. For me, there are just not enough guns in romance. And I know I might just be totally warped, but where are you guys at on chick flicks? You like them? Don't like them?
I do like a good chick flick. I definitely do. Like, probably one of my all-time favorite movies is Pretty Woman. So, yeah, I definitely like a good chick flick. Now, I live with a person who still has all of his DVD collection, will not let them go. And probably high 80+% of it is the type of movies you're describing. Like, there's so much testosterone and action and impact of some kind happening. So I enjoy those movies too, but I do enjoy a good chick flick.
Do you like Hallmark movies? I have never actually seen one. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. I've never
a
seen a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, a Hallmark movie for me is something that, or that style is something I will engage or lack of engagement when I'm not feeling well. It's like something that's like on and
Background. Yeah.
it's so cheesy and the acting is so terrible that if you don't pay attention, you kind of know what's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
take a
seek
nap
them
in the
out.
middle. You can take a nap in the middle of it and still not really miss anything because it's so predictable.
Yes.
Yeah. I like chick flicks. I do. I don't mind war movies, but if they get a little too intense, I'm like, my body is good enough at creating anxiety and like stress on its own without watching a super intense movie. And so the older I get, the more I'm like, no, there's enough real trauma going on in the world that I would like to just escape into a cheesy, chick flick, romantic. Hallmark movies, I could take them or leave them. Usually about 10 minutes in, I know if it's something that I'm going to actually enjoy watching. Otherwise, you just moving on. Don't need
Yeah.
to watch the end of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, another unpopular opinion for me, and I'd love to know where you girls are on this. I don't eat ketchup. I don't like it. Most people love ketchup, not me.
What do you have instead?
Do we like ketchup? Well, if it's like French fries, just give me the hot fries with salt on them. Or like an aioli. Ooh, I like that. Like my mouth just went zing. I like my garlic aioli. And like if it's like a burger, definitely mustard. I love mustard and mayo. I love mustard, mayo, ketchup, not at all. I like barbecue sauce, but not ketchup. I don't know. Are we liking ketchup,
Yeah.
girls?
I don't mind ketchup. Like on a burger, ketchup, mustard, pickles, mayo. But as far as dipping my fries, this might just be a Midwest thing, but give me a good ranch dressing. And yes, like
Ever heard
French
of this?
fries and ranch dressing. You've never heard of it?
I
Okay,
mean,
so it might just be
pizza. You dip pizza in ranch?
no, just French fries. Or if we make like roasted vegetables with like grilled chicken, side of ranch to dip your vegetables in. Every time we go out to eat, I think if we do burgers or that kind of bar kind of food, bar and grill kind of food, I'm always like, can I get a side of ranch with that? So I would say ranch is my preferred, but I don't hate ketchup. It just isn't, yeah, it isn't my favorite. How about you, Lisa?
I do like ketchup. I mean, if it's not on the table, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I do like it. I also am pretty picky about it. So if it's not Heinz, I'm not going to opt in. Like, I don't really like any other kind of ketchup. And I can tell the difference. So when it's, if you're at like one of those places you were just describing, Emily, or a diner or something, and they come in those like picnic style squeeze, yellow and red. Like I can tell right away if it's the type of ketchup I like or not. So if it's not, I won't eat it.
Interesting.
Yeah. I do
Wow.
find ketchup to be buildable though. Like I think it can be a good base for other things. Like if you're building a dip of some kind or you're making like your own Russian dressing or something like that. I do find I build it a lot. Like we make our own sloppy Joe instead
Mm,
of like from a mix or something like that. So ketchup is the base in
yeah.
that. So I do find it to be something that we use a lot to build on.
Yeah. That makes sense. So I have,
Here's another food one for
yeah.
you, if I can interject another food one. I don't really love ice cream. And maybe I know, shocker. I could like take it or leave it.
What?
And maybe as Lisa was talking about her preferences about specific brands of ketchup, I'm like, do I like ice cream? Do I not? It has to be a specific kind of ice cream for me to be like, this is really good. Like the old fashioned, like really rock hard ice cream where they scoop it out and
Mm,
it stays frozen in your cup. That I can probably enjoy like one scoop. But most people are like, ice cream, yes, anytime. And if it's brownies and ice cream, I'm like, can I just get a second brownie? I don't need the ice cream. I could take it or leave it with ice cream.
All
Wow.
right, if you were going to have ice cream, what flavor would it be?
Okay, so like a really authentic, like New York vanilla, like a really, like
Mm,
not a fake vanilla, just a really good New York vanilla, or like a rich chocolate. I think just really basic. But again,
Mhm.
that old fashioned, really frozen solid,
yep.
kind of like made from scratch ice cream. Like we went to Cold Stone Creamery the other day. Do you ladies have Cold Stone Creamery
Yes.
in your area? All the mix-ins and all the things. And I took like 2 bites of Andrew's and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm done. And everybody else was just like, this is so good. I just, not my thing.
I'm shook. I rarely eat it, but I do love it. Okay, here's a little unpopular opinion. I mean, hate is a strong word, so I won't say hate. I dislike strongly Trader Joe's. I'm not on board with the Trader Joe's. Give me Aldi all day long. Now, the one small redeeming quality for me at Trader Joe's is the fresh flowers, but I can buy those other places. No, thank you. Pass, hard pass on Trader Joe's. I'm out.
So tell us more. Tell us more. Why?
The produce, for sure, never fresh. Always moldy, always squishy, always yucky, horrible. I don't like that it's like everything is its own brand. I think I'm kind of a brand loyal person. I'm sure I am. And so that the whole, this is the Trader Joe's brand of whatever, it's not, I'm like, no, give me my own brand. But
But it could be
here's
Aldi's brand.
something weird.
Okay.
Yes, I will buy like the Aldi brand of
I'm
stuff.
just going to state the obvious here because you just said, I love Aldi's
Yes.
though, and
And I
Aldi's is
also know
very much off brand.
it is mostly, but aren't they owned by like the same parent company or like they were brothers or they're affiliated somehow in
I have
Aldi?
heard.
So I don't know. It's probably me, but also there's an Aldi like on every corner where I live and there's only one Trader Joe's and it's way across town. So not happening. You girls love Trader Joe's?
I do. I do. And ours is probably, I have to drive a good half an hour to go to it. Like it's a thing. Like if I'm on that side of town, I'll stop in. And then there are certain things that I really like about it. Definitely the flowers that you mentioned. You can buy some amazing herbs, flowers, plants, house plants there. I've never had that experience with their produce. I usually find really awesome produce there. Have seasonal. They have this autumn, they call it hash, but it has butternut squash in it, sweet potatoes, celery, red onion, and then I forget the herb. I want to say rosemary. And so it comes already pre-chopped for you like hash. And so I will put that in a pan and then fry up some eggs with it. Oh my
Mm.
God, so good. And then the other thing I really love there um, is their candy aisle. They usually have pretty good assortment of candy without all the extra food dyes in it, as well as their beauty section, like where you can buy just like your basic lotion or moisturizer, which I love because then I can add to it. I can add in my essential oils to it. So I buy their base and then build on it. So I do love a good Trader Joe's.
You're kind of selling me.
So the
I
nearest
think you need
Trader
to go
Joe's
with the right person.
Yeah, maybe.
So the nearest Trader Joe's to me is like an hour and 15 minutes away. So if I get to go to Trader Joe's, it's kind of a fun trip for me. It's not necessarily that I would even buy the same groceries there every time. And I honestly have not really bought very many fresh items there, whether in the refrigerated or the frozen or the produce section, just because if I'm stopping at Trader Joe's, I probably will have also stopped at Costco, which is also like an hour and 15 minutes away from me. And so at that point, I don't really need the fresh items or, to put them in a cooler and all of that is just kind of an extra hassle. So I mean, I could take it or leave it, but it is fun to stop for me because it feels like kind of a little treat, just a fun sort of place to try
Yeah.
different snacks. And
The
they
coffee
do have an
snob in me,
amazing dark chocolate bar. Like they
they
have a
do.
super,
Yes.
super dark chocolate bar that is really, really good.
The coffee snob in me likes their coffee. They have
Mm.
very good coffee and it's very reasonably priced. So I usually, if I stock up at anything from Trader Joe's, it's usually coffee.
You
Some
girls are
ham.
selling me. I might have to revisit the old Trader Joe's.
Just bypass the produce, Angela.
I was
Just
going
go
to
to
Yeah.
say the
the
same
dry
thing.
aisles in the beauty section and see if you can see it in a new light, right?
Produce is 10 times better at the Aldi that I go to than the Trader Joe's. And they have a lot of organic produce too at Aldi. So yeah, I love my Aldi. So what else do you girls have? I mean, my list is long. I could just do a podcast takeover here, but I don't want to. What do you have? What do you want to confess, Emily? Share.
Okay. So there were three things as I was mulling this over in my head that I feel like are on the overrated list for me. So three things kept coming up that I think are probably not, probably an unpopular opinion. Okay. So overrated Starbucks,
Mm.
Taylor Swift, and the show Friends. I'm
Mm.
just not into any of them. Where do you, we can still be friends, right? Like if you, like the three of us, where are you ladies at with that? I don't like Starbucks. I just don't even know why. And then, yeah, Taylor Swift and Friends, just not my jam.
I don't go out of my way for Starbucks, but if I'm in the airport and that's the choice, it's happening. Taylor Swift, I mean, I don't go out of my way to listen to her, but I mean, when it's on, I do know most of the words. So it's getting in my brain somewhere. And then Friends, Jim and I just finished binging every season of Friends. Literally, I think there were some seasons that we never saw. And so we were kind of newbies to some of the seasons. So I do like Friends. I loved it actually. So I'm not with you on that one.
That's okay. We can still be friends,
We
like
can
real
still,
life friends, even though we don't agree on the show Friends.
absolutely. And there are no guns in Friends that I remember.
There are no guns, and you liked
I
it,
know,
Angela.
chicky flicky. So funny. Lisa.
I don't, Emily, I'm shook now. Come on. Friends, that, I don't know. Friends is like a staple. I feel like it's a staple of my adolescence, like my, not like as
Adult.
you're moving into adulthood for me, that's kind of the Friends era. So I definitely enjoyed Friends and could definitely watch any rerun that was happening and just kind of take yourself back to where you were when you were first watched it. I do go to Starbucks primarily because I like other things that they're serving. So I'm like a seasonal Starbucks lover. So when they have like currently they have their lavender iced matcha. Like I like that type of thing from Starbucks. I like the things from Starbucks that I'm not going to make for myself at home on a regular basis, though I have tried. I just can't seem to get a lavender iced matcha quite right. So that's what I go to Starbucks for primarily. And then what was the other one? Friends?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor, oh yeah, no, we're a Taylor Swift family. I probably less than my husband, daughter, and son, who probably know the words to every song that she's ever written. Yeah, like I Taylor Swift is my husband's favorite artist to ride his bike to, like when he's on the road, not when he's riding a Peloton, but when he's out biking. Apparently the way the songs hit at different levels of having to climb and do different things, but yeah.
That's fun.
Interesting.
Yeah. He and Sammy usually have very good car concerts to Taylor Swift.
That's
Fun.
so fun.
Yeah.
So for our family, it's not Taylor Swift. It would be NF, the rapper. Have you heard of NF?
I have. Yeah.
So we will turn that up in the house if we're all hanging out, or if we're all in the truck and Andrew's like, let's turn on NF, and we will all just, and it's rap music. He doesn't swear, and that's why I can get behind it. And he's actually really brilliant in some of his lyrics. I'm like, wow, that is deep. It's like one of his, my family is going to be upset with me. I think it's a song, not an album title. The song is called Therapy Session. So he basically just is like, this is everything that's happened in my life. And yet it's not depressing either. So NF is kind of our jam. So who knew I would ever like rap music?
That's awesome. I would not have guessed that about you for sure. That is so cool. You're a cool mom. Love it. So I shared this one in the Marcos and I thought you girls were going to faint. I never delete emails. Like, since email was invented, I've not deleted one. And I've had the same email address since like my very first email address. So the last time I checked, I had over 650,000 unread. And Jim was like, you probably actually have twice that many in there if you count the ones you've opened. But like, I was thinking about how special it was when we went to, let's see, where were we? We went to Russia in 2002 to adopt our son, and we were able to communicate with our family through email. And yes, I still have all those emails, which they're special ones, and I would save those anyways. But like, if you have emailed me anytime since 2002, your girl still has it. Them all.
Okay, two things, Angela. Do you realize there's a button called the archive button where you can actually save the ones that are important? Like, you don't have to keep them in your inbox. You can just archive them. And then at any point, you're like, oh, I want to go find that one. And then
I've never used that. I do
I'm going to say the answer is no.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know
And then my other question is,
folders.
how much do you spend on unlimited storage? Like, I have a Gmail account and another account for my business, but I know Gmail will delete them after a certain number of time or a certain number of emails.
Maybe mine are being deleted, and I actually had more than 1 million. I don't know. Am I the only one
You are. I think you are the only one. I hate to break it to you.
in the whole world?
Yeah, I think you win. You definitely win. My kids know that even if I, like they're in the car with me and they like hook up their phone or something to the car, and then you can see like the little app where, like, for text messages, for example, and then they have your little red number there. And I'll be like, what? How do you have 72 messages or something like that? Because just the number alone on my screen is enough to send me over the edge. Then I am forever, like Emily just said, I'm forever telling the family in our family share plan for storage, like, y'all need to delete some stuff. Angela, do you hang on to every text message too? Like, have you ever deleted a text message on your iPhone?
I know how to delete them. I mean, I just opened my phone to see what the number was on my text. I have 311 unread.
In your text messages?
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Wow. We need to have an intervention.
I have a secret for you girls. I mean, you think I'm not tech savvy, but I'm going to teach you something. You can actually read it without opening it. Like, probably like more than 50% of it you can see.
You can't read the whole thing.
Well, I know, but more than like around 50% of it you can see. And so you get the vibe.
So then you're also that friend that's like, okay, I told you. And then you're like, oh, it's probably in the rest of that message. I only read the part that came up on my screen.
This is why I like Marco Polo. Now, okay, so now my Marco, I only have one unread or unwatched. So I'm doing good on that one. I do like my Marcos. Apparently I have 3 phone calls I haven't taken. And
we're going to have to contact your virtual assistant, Angela, and say, listen, maybe Angela hasn't told you this yet, but she needs some tech help. Can you somehow go in and organize?
I do think they only show me like there's only so big the red number can go, I think. Because I'm only it's only showing 9,877 unread emails, which I know there's a lot more. I think the number only goes maybe 4 digits.
Lisa and I are with your deep breathing. Lisa and I are grabbing our oil and deep breathing right now, I think.
I can't. When we see you, we're all going to be together in a month. And I do think we need to have an intervention. I'm going to buy you as many glasses of whiskey as you need, and then I'm going to ask you to slide your phone across.
It sounds like the best intervention I have ever been to.
Emily and I are going to reset and reboot your. I can't even imagine the storage on your. All
Not
those
my problem.
things.
Tim handles all that.
Not my problem, she says.
He would take it.
My gosh, too funny.
Okay, girls.
I can't top that one.
Yeah, okay. We're going to wrap it up unless you got another one. I still have more on my list, but we could talk all day. Anybody have one last zinger they want to share?
I'm going to share something that might be an unpopular opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share the saying that women can have it all, women should have it all, women can do all things. I think it's toxic garbage.
I'm with you.
Yes, I agree with you on that one.
And I will raise my hand and say in my 20s, 30s, probably even into my 40s, I was like one of the poster like, yes, we can do it all. Like, let's do it. We're strong and mighty and we can do all the things. And don't misunderstand me. It's not that I don't believe that women can. I think it's the message that we are pumping out there is just a little toxic. Like it makes it sound like you should do all the things or you can do all the things simultaneously.
It's an unrealistic expectation.
It's not
that so many women can't meet. And then when we don't, then we have that internal failure or things just crumble. Yeah. I agree with you on that, Lisa.
Yeah.
I love it. That's a good one. That's a good one to end on. Let's make it a popular opinion. How about that? We'll start a trend. Okay, girls, we are out of time. We could talk all day. This is so fun. Thanks for joining us today in the Life Coach Lounge. If something resonated with you, maybe one of our unpopular opinions, or it made you think of a friend, please share it with your friend. We would love them to come on our journey with us. You can connect with us on Instagram at the Life Coach Lounge, where we will share our new episodes of the podcast and also what we're doing in our life coaching businesses. So we would love to see you over there too. And as always, you can find our information in the show notes if you want to reach out to any of us individually. We're so grateful that you joined us. Hopefully you had a few laughs today, and we will see you next time in the lounge, and I will see you two in the Marcos.